Greetings, human. Excuse me? I would like to procure your finest meat. Cotton, is that you? Yes, Cotton, that is the name of this meat sack. I do not get paid enough for this. Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, the Dreamspell Festival is here, and inside of it there's a bunch of fun new equipment, and a lot of it is visually awesome, either silly little bits and bobs, or just cool looking fashion pieces likely to stand the test of time. But of course, at the end of the day, all armor also has skills, some has group bonuses, some have set bonuses, and aside from crafting armor purely for its layered version for fashion, armor does also matter for, like making your hunters stronger and stuff. So today we're going to put the visuals aside for a moment and talk about the equipment purely from a viability standpoint. Any skills or set bonuses that aren't completely straightforward or aren't already known entities as well, we will test them and explain them in more detail, and we will also just talk about my early Feelycraft predictions on how usable these different armor sets are as far as meta builds go. First up then, let's start with the Dreamwalker armor set. This is the new festival armor added in for the event period. Offensively speaking, the main skill on this is Flare, which most of the community does not seem to really like all that much. Then 3 Ambush, which is actually quite decent for things that have lower health pools. Basically, the faster that you kill something, the more value Ambush has, relatively speaking, because it triggers after a sneak attack and then lasts for 30 seconds. And that is actually relevant to the goals of this set, which is just finishing money quests very quickly. That said, it also has 5 wide range for a bit of support ability, and 2 sleep resistance as a bonus as well. As for the individual pieces of armor in this set, they aren't really worth discussing in that much detail. None of them are going to be involved in meaningfully strong builds at all, as they just are not all that offensively desirable, though the main exception is during the event period itself because of the set bonus. This armor also has the Carving Master group bonus 2, which is just bonus carves during the quest, and then you also get the Dreamspell Prayer set bonus. This is identical to the set bonuses from the previous 2 festivals for those who are already aware of what those ones did, but we will go over it regardless and cover it once again. Essentially, the 2 set bonus makes it so during the rewards screen after any given quest in the game, you get bonus rewards from a specific set pool of options. This applies to low rank quests, it applies to small monster quests, and so if you're after things from that specific pool of bonus items, you can actually farm them very, very quickly by just doing low rank small monster quests on repeat with this 4 set bonus on. For the actual pool of items then, these do show up on the quest info rewards screen once you have the set bonus active, and you'll see the same ones at the bottom of the reward screen on every quest in the game. It can be either of a spectral barrel bomb, the Dreamspell voucher, which is the feast meal ticket for the duration of the festival, the Dreamspell ticket, which is the ticket required to make the festival armor itself, and otherwise these come from the daily login bonus or the limited bounties too. You can also get barrel bowling vouchers, and the most important one in my opinion here is pick a meal vouchers, because this is the fastest way to farm pick a meal vouchers unless you're sitting on a stack of hundreds of barrel bowling tickets and are really good at hitting max rewards every time. But the point being, there is a reason to use this for sure. That said, this set bonus is only active during the specific festival period, so when the festival is over, there won't be any set bonuses, just won't be a thing anymore. As well, the 4 set bonus version of this effect also gives you both an attack and defense buff during the event period, and this is specifically 9% increased weapon attack and 50 defense as a flat bonus. For reference, that attack bonus is the equivalent of Lord's Soul and attack boost 5 put together as a percent increase, so it genuinely is not bad at all. Your kill times will not be awful using 4 pieces of this by any means. It's not going to be the meta build, but it can hit within about 15% of the EFR of a meta build, and that will come close enough that for a lot of people, the bonus rewards and bonus carves might push it over the edge in terms of being worth using, at least until the festival ends and then the set bonus becomes inactive. Next up then, we have the big boy armor set of the day, which is the new Udra Gamma set. Purchased with the tickets that you get from the new Arch-Tempered event quest, the set itself then as a whole comes with 5 resentment, 5 burst, 3 counter-strike, 3 speed eating, and 1 ambush as the base skills, which is quite a strong list to start from. The individual pieces of the set are for the most part pretty meh unless you are specifically looking to lean into burst, as most builds just want 1 rank of burst, so having more of it is a little bit excessive. As well, if you want to lean into resentment as a skill 2 and working around that and having red health, there is a fair bit of value you can get from some of these pieces too. But the main exception to all of that is this chest piece. This is universally applicable to any weapon that would want counter-strike as a skill. Any weapon that has an offset in their moveset can trigger counter-strike with that offset, which is a bonus way to trigger it other than just being hit by attacks. Weapons with hyper armor moves like the Great Sword Shoulder Bash, the Switch Axis Counter, or even now hunting
Horn with the reworked hilt stab also being hyper armor, all of those can activate counter-strike without actually getting hit by the monster. And for all of those weapons, this is now the best chest piece meta option, full stop. 2 counter-strike and 2 3-slot sockets is an insane amount of value as long as you actually want the 2 counter-strike. That said, I would argue this might even tip the value over, that players who normally wouldn't care about counter-strike might want to consider using this. Because if we're really honest with ourselves, we all get hit by monsters. Even the best players in the world get hit by monsters. Even speedrunners get hit by monsters. Especially when you consider that there are hours and hours spent practicing their speedrun attempts for the one that you actually get to see in the end. And in between those perfect attempts, they do get hit. We all get hit, and Counter-Strike activates when that happens. It lasts for 45 seconds at the full 3 ranks, which means even if you only get hit once every like 90 seconds, that is still 50% uptime, which is great value for 3 ranks of a 2-slot skill, especially with this chess piece and how efficient it is. Even if you get hit once every 3 minutes, that would still be like 25% uptime, which normally I would say is awful for Counter-Strike, but with this specific armor piece being as efficient as it is, 25% uptime might even be worth using it now. We'll be doing a bunch of math over the next couple of days to get you some proper real meta comparisons of how this is shaking things up, but for now, suffice it to say, the chess piece itself is absolutely banging, and the rest of the pieces are not necessarily bad, but definitely more niche in their actual usability. The group bonus on this is of course Lord's Soul, shared with the other Arch-Tempered sets, and importantly this means that you can mix and match any 3 pieces from any of these 3 Arch-Tempered sets and activate this group bonus, and it's a really powerful one, so that does matter. It is 5% bonus weapon attack and 5% defense decrease at the start of a quest, as well as the ability to shrug off the first lethal hit if you're above the health threshold. If you trigger that effect, then it will flip the buffs to being a purely defensive increase until you fully die and it resets the whole cycle. It's just really, really good. The set bonus on this one is exactly the same as regular new Udra's set bonus, which is Bad Blood. This one isn't too complicated, but it doesn't work exactly the way that the wording of the description says, so let's walk through it real quick. It deals additional damage while the Resentment skill is active. First step then is you need to have at least 1 rank of Resentment as a skill. Resentment triggers when you have red health, so you also need to have red health in your bar. While both of these conditions are met, you will get a bonus pop of damage when you hit the monster, similar to White Flame Torrent or Scorcher or Flare's bonus pops, any of those types of things. This extra pop of damage has an internal cooldown of 5 seconds, so essentially once every 5 seconds while you have red health, you will do a bonus pop of damage, and the closer you can hit to that 5-second interval, the more damage you will get out of this. It's not crazy powerful by any means, it won't like carry you through hunts by itself, but especially for something like Greatsword that right now plays quite heavily around red health, this set bonus definitely is a bit more of a relevant consideration. Moving on then, we've got some fun smaller things, so we'll just blast through much quicker with these, starting with my new favorite armor in the entire series, the Gelidron helmet and chest piece. The helmet is 2 speed eating, 1 hunger resistance, 1 free meal, a 3-slot socket, and then 2 1-slot sockets, and also the flexible leathercraft group bonus for gathering speed bonuses. The chest is 2 hunger resistance, 2 free meal, and 1 speed eating, and then the group bonus on this is the same one as well. Neither of these pieces will see much use as actual armor pieces. I'm sure plenty of people will be using the layered version of this like I will, but as far as the skills, even if we are talking about support builds that want speed eating and free meal, there are just better pieces you can accomplish those skills with, simple as that. This is unlocked then with the Dreamspell catalog, which is a new ticket reward for the That Won't Phase Me event quest, and this is also the item used to make the Aviator shades and the Kitten frame glasses. The Aviators then are 3 windproof, 2 tool specialist, and 3 1-slot sockets, really nothing too exciting there, and then the Kitten frames are 3 ambush, 2 evade extender, and 1 jump master with no sockets. This one almost teeters on the edge of it could have been nichely useful if it had actual sockets on it, but it definitely is not going to be a part of any meta set in any sense the way it is. Finally then, we've got the Harvest armor set purchased with tickets that you get as a reward from the Hirabami Harvest event quest. This armor comes with 5 constitution, 4 botanist, 3 mushroomancer, 3 free meal, and 2 resentment, along with the carving master group bonus. None of the individual armor pieces are particularly noteworthy in any way really, and while this can offer simple access to some gathering skills, you can also just make a much better gathering set if you want to, using decorations in different armor pieces if you really do care about having an actual gathering set. Overall, the festival armor set then is super solid during the festival period. The Arch-Tempered armor set will cause some shifts in the proper meta builds, even if for most weapons it's just swapping in a singular chest piece, but we'll see how that all unfolds over the next few days of people testing stuff out. I hope you've all enjoyed this and hopefully it helps you out in working out where you want to spend your time during the Dreamspell Festival. Like if you liked the video, subscribe with the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.